fresh voice. 99.9 Voice FM says hello.
Hello, it's 5:05 and you're with Rex Hardware on 3BBB 99.9 Voice FM. We've got a Mavis special coming up and Matt Thomas is on the line and we'll be speaking to him in a moment. But first, let's hear this ripper single from 1990 called WitchHunt. It's 5:09 on 3BBB 99.9 Voice FM, and we just heard the Mavises off vinyl, the special 7-inch vinyl, and it was a double A-side, Roller Coaster and WitchHunt from 1990. And on the line, on the phone, we've got lead singer Matt Thomas from the Mavises. Hello, Matt.
Hey, Rexy. Always good to chat to you.
Absolutely, so great to talk to you. You and I kind of met in the late 80s, and I think it was 1987 that we first met. Tell us about that gig.
Yeah, well, I actually have a little memory that we met on the street outside the record bar, outside Black Swan Records, which is L'Espresso. It's still there.
Still there. I had coffee there this morning.
Yeah. And what happened was we met Andrew Craw from New Zealand, but that's a whole other story. But yeah, there's actually footage of you on stage the first time I walked on stage with the Mavises at Cross Currents, which is well documented on YouTube, isn't it?
Yeah.
With all the bands that played there.
Yeah, and Cross Currents, for people who don't know, was a new music forum at St Paul's Hall in Victoria Street in sunny Ballarat, and it was run by 3BBB as a fundraiser, and I believe it was your first ever gig. What memory do you have of the day?
I remember Mum and Dad helping us the little amps we had. But I remember being terrified walking on stage, and trying to plug my guitar lead into it's like a delay pedal thing. And I had to play a lead line, like a simple kind of lead line, and sing a melody that was the opposite. And I'd only been playing hardly at all. Oh. I did it. But,
that's my memory of the gig was that it was pretty noisy, it was pretty guitar heavy, and a lot of people, older people in the audience, were scratching their heads. But we knew we'd seen something pretty special, and we knew that, this was a really different Ballarat band.
It was kind of cute and awkward, but in a good way. I was looking back at it. But yeah, it was kind of wall soundy and couldn't hear the vocals much. And we were pretty terrified. But then the next gig, we were like, we're fine.
Hey, and I reckon there's a reel-to-reel that either me or Dave Dullenberg have got, a 4-track reel-to-reel of the audio of it, but your parents filmed it on video, didn't they?
One of our friends filmed it on video.
And have you got that?
Yes.
Great. And you're getting ready to make a
So we need to join those together and
yeah,
make a nice copy.
You're getting ready to make a documentary on the Mavises, aren't you? Well into it.
Well, yeah, we're going to do one.
That's so fantastic. So look,
and you'll be involved, Mr. Rex.
Well, I hope to be. But listen,
the people to talk to, the big salesmen and all those people that are there,
And after that, I remember we invited you in to do a 3BBB live to air up in the studios, and I reckon you did a couple, 2 or 3 over a few years. I wish Becky or someone had taken photos of those gigs. Do you know if she did?
Someone always took photos because everything's documented.
Yeah.
I've got to now put everything chronologically in. Like Bernadette, our manager, did, but it's been sort of torn apart and ravaged through. But she did an amazing job at archiving everything.
That's so great. Well, speaking of Bernie, the manager, she was the booker at the Empress of India Hotel in North Fitzroy. And because she'd obviously regularly have you play there, and she did a deal with Dave Nelson, who's a great recording guy, who's a friend of mine. Then he brought his giant 16-track reel-to-reel machine to the Empress, and you recorded a fantastic EP called Spindrift.
Yeah, well, I think we actually recorded those songs because there was going to be a live at the Empress with lots of bands.
That's right.
So we recorded a section of our gig, maybe the whole gig even. It might be on cassette somewhere, but we picked one song, which was Squirm, for the compilation, and then we decided that we release the others as an EP instead of the recorded one we're working on, which is a bit stale, but so it's rough and ready, but it's got charm.
So the first thing was a single in 1990, and then we moved to 1992 for that recording at the Empress, where it was a live at the Empress CD. You're right, but those tracks, you guys and Bernie obviously got excited, decided it would be an EP, and it's called Spindrift. And
yes, there's a little bit in between as well. We did Stepping.
Oh, that's right. Screaming at the Mirror, which was a Melbourne indie compilation. Let's have a listen now to Bless My Soul.
I don't want to call you, but this is something you can't do. When I'm
listening to the Mavises live. That's off Spindrift, a 1992 EP recorded at the Empress of India Hotel, where Matt's manager, Bernadette Ryan, was the booker. And she was with you for ages, wasn't she? She did a great job. What fun Bernie was.
Amazing job, yeah, putting up with all the craziness around her. She remained calm and composed, and yeah, she's awesome.
So the next thing I want to talk about is that, because we will play some more Spindrift on a future episode when you come into the studio, and there's heaps of memories about that. But you went to Richmond Recorders to record your next big thing, and I guess this was with White Label and Mushroom, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was actually Sing Sing
in
Richmond.
Sorry,
yeah.
Sing Sing, yeah. So tell us about that. What do you remember about, this is a big studio compared to anything you'd done before.
Yeah, and we were into lots of different, experimenting with different instruments. So there's a sitar, like there's real sitars and Indian drums and harmonium and stuff. And so we lugged all that in. We set up and did the whole album live, like a song a day. Play.
Wow, a song a day.
We do the vocals, like we do guide vocal, and then capture the drums and bass and guitars and stuff, and then play vocals and then mix it. And we did 14 songs and 12 on the album to be used as B-sides. Very efficient.
Do you remember who the engineer was who produced it?
Cal Newtonima.
Oh, Cal.
Yeah.
I remember him having
as well.
I remember having a big rave to him and him introducing me to the concept of parallel compression and all this cool stuff.
Yeah.
Very interesting guy.
Footage of him at the Bridge Mall in chatting about that sort of stuff. You're going to love that footage, Lexi.
And yeah, I will. And do you remember, did you film any of that recording session?
I can't recall filming, but you never know.
Anyway, it's an iconic studio, Sing Sing, and I'm looking forward to having a bit of a re-listen to some of that album. Venus Returning was the album, wasn't it?
Yeah, and the Venus Returning thing came out from singing one of the songs, and veins popping out. There's like a V on my forehead. And someone said, that's Venus Returning. So that's it. That'll do.
All right. Well, you were also saying to me earlier off air that this Moondrone Gold single is particularly fat coming off vinyl, and we want to thank Hank Wolverine Records for loaning us a couple of their museum pieces. The two Mavis vinyls we're playing today, Hap and Dan, have loaned to us. So thanks so much to Hank for that.
Hank.
And also, you and Becky signed them. Remember you went in and signed these singles?
Yeah. Yep.
In silver texture, so they're.
That was in town, so we want to see.
It's so, yeah, and it's so cool. If you go into Kank, you can see these signed things up on the wall. So museum pieces, and we really appreciate that. Let's have a listen to this very fat single, Moondrone Gold.
So I crawl up streets, driving
You're on Triple B FM 99.9 Voice, and you were here doing a Mavis' special with Matt Thomas from the Mavis' lead singer. And I saw them perform on May 1st, a really random gig at the Sporting Globe, would you believe, in Ballarat. And they played a song that we're going to play in a moment called Box. What can you tell us about the song Box, Matt?
Oh, that song... Try and make it quick. Andrew and Becky were living in North Fitzroy, and I was sort of about a block behind them walking home from the pub or something, and there's a carload of guys, and they were just harassing them, like, pretty aggressively. So I ended up sort of making the girls, catching up and making them walk around the block again, threw shut stuff at the car. They came in again. And then I wrote Box.
So that's the story of that one. Was it hard to cut down all the songs you had to choose, 10 songs to go on Venus Returning?
I think we ended up doing 12, which I think... it's just... Yep. We don't like doing... I think our third album, I just cut maybe a couple out, but... Yep. Exclusive. I think short albums are better, so 12 max, but I like 10, 11 really.
Are you one of those musos that often laments the things that ended up on the cutting room floor?
No, it's more, no, I'm not. I like being culled. that was what was good about working with Mark Opitz recently. He sort of cut stuff out, which was great. That's
so great that you got to work with Mark. He's legendary. Who has he worked with? In Excess, you name it.
Divinals.
Yeah, Divinals, of course, yes.
Yeah.
Well, on our second interview, and when you come in here to the studio, I'd love to hear about your experience with Mark Opitz, because I'd certainly love to meet him.
Yeah, we should get Mark in. Yeah,
we should. We get him in, get him on the scratchy phone reception, and have Matt in here with the big sound. Well, listen, it's one of my favourite songs, and you said it was one of yours. On May 1st in Ballarat, you played, just by accident, because there were tuning issues, a 12-inch version that had a really fat instrumental, and I was so getting into it. Did you ever do a remix of Box?
No. Actually, a friend did, which I found in the archives on a DAT. It's a remix of Box. A friend, Alan Wicks, who was in a band called Static Icon, he did it. A version of it, but it's not digitised yet. But
and it's not and it's not released.
No, but it's lots of stuff that's unreleased.
So that might be a rarity you could bring in when you come in.
Yeah.
Let's have a listen now. Then this is Box off vinyl from the Mavises.
Lord,
This is the Mavises from 1995 with Box, one of my favourites. We've got Matt Thomas on the line. We're doing a little mini Mavis special. Our first one, we'll be doing a second one. Hello, Matt.
Hey, Rexy.
You loved Box, yeah. So next we're going to talk about Cry, which was such a huge success for you. Really, commercial radio, it took off. Mushroom Records put a lot of oomph behind it. And we were just talking that you got to play it twice on Recovery.
Yeah.
Which was an incredible Saturday morning show hosted by Jane Gazzo, who helped you guys out, I think, a few years ago, and you're great buddies with, aren't you?
She still helps us out. She's part of the family, extended family. We all help each other out. Yeah.
So what do you remember about doing the Recovery gigs?
I remember just, it was early in the morning. We felt like we couldn't sing, or it was all very dramatic. But not that dramatic, but we talked to the makeup ladies about the studios and, you know, the old days he was there and stuff like that. And it was great just connecting with the audience, because they were like teenagers and they had a vibe.
There'll be some listeners who don't know what Recovery was, of course. It was an early Saturday morning live music show. They had 2 live music stages. They had a host set, and they did little I was on Recovery talking about Ballarat music at one point. But often the bands would do a really late gig till 1 or 2 in the morning and then stay up. And I think it was 7 a.m. you had to turn up for the sound check, wasn't it?
Something like that, yeah. I remember being, nightclub.
And
so saying, what are you doing being on television soon, Matthew?
And so
I pulled off having cigarettes in my jeans.
Yeah, and often you could tell that the bands had kicked on a bit hard the night before. You were probably one of them. But I do remember there were 2 stages, and one of the stages was done by Triple J Live Music mixing legend Chris Thompson, and I reckon both your mixes would have been done by him. Did you ever meet Chris?
Yes, and also Leah. I think Leah...
Yep.
I can't recall his second name, but I'm pretty sure that might have been on live at the Wireless. And
yes.
Yeah, but Chris, he was a legend.
And there was another guy called Tim Milliken, I think, who did the B stage. But in those years, I always wanted to go and apply for the jobs to mix the bands on Recovery. I thought that was one of the best gigs in Australia.
It would have been great. They should bring it back.
They should, shouldn't they? Maybe we should do a little Ballarat version and get bands from around the world to come here to Ballarat.
Why not?
And we'll do it on the radio station or something.
I've got an idea too of where to do some gigs. It's a secret.
That's so good. It's 27 minutes to 5 and you're on Triple B, 99.9 Voice FM. It's Rex Harbour and Matt Mavis having a chat about the old days and doing a bit of a Mavis' special. We talked about Cry and how it was a huge stratospheric thing for the Mavises. The single went really well. What was the reaction from Mushroom?
They were a bit blown away by it. And they quickly, I think it was Perth sort of commercial radio station added it, which was like potentially Oz Stereo adding it. And so we sort of went around to some regional stations that were playing it. I'm not sure whether they'd added it yet, and we went there and played acoustic versions for the staff and that. And
so cool.
Sort of made that bond, that personal bond, which sort of done a bit of that lately as well.
That's so good. That's a brilliant thing. Let's have a listen now to the Blast Off Beverly mix of Cry. You said there were several mixes. Yeah,
they were done by DJ friends, and the Blast Off Beverly was inspired by Abigail's party character from a Michael E. film.
That's so cool. Let's have a listen now.
Anybody mind if I turn this next track up? Because it's my favourite, and I'd like us all to hear it. Anybody mind?
the Blast Off Beverly remix of Cry. You're on 99.9 Voice FM, and I'm here with Matt Thomas from the Mavises. This is Drive. It's 9.8 degrees in Ballarat, going down to 3 degrees overnight. A top tomorrow of 9 degrees and showers in the morning. So, Matt, I was just talking to you about synthesizer sounds in the Mavises. Like, you guys loved the 80s vibe, and, of course, synthesizers were so a part of that. What do you remember? And I said to you, who was in charge of the synthesizers for the recordings? And you went, me.
No.
I was in charge. So what do you remember using?
Well, I remember also being, would Calabi start working the mix, and I already had in my head ideas of stuff, and I'd be looking at this thing and be like, I'd be impatient in the background because I'd have the headphones on and be sort of have it really loud in the headphones and play along. But firstly there was mainly like Farfisa, our family Farfisa organ. Then there was an updated sort of green big Farfisa that we used on Venus Returning. And the other ones were an SH-101, which was like a 983 maybe.
Yep.
That had lots of sort of sounds you can make.
Yeah.
And that also features in, not one of our songs, but remember AEIOU by Freeze?
Yes. Which synthesizer was used on that one?
SH-101. There's the grey, the blue, and the red. We have the red one.
And I do remember you had a Farfisa, and Graham Baggs Stables had a Farfisa too.
Yeah, that's a sort of beef-stew sort of sound, isn't it? That, also, I think we might have used a Jupiter on Pink Pills, or the Snow White Line, and the sequence of stuff which is played.
Yeah.
Which is hard to play, but I played it, much to Cal's annoyance at times.
This is your producer, Cal.
Yeah, it was hard to... I've got this idea, but
He'd be shaking his head.
It's organic, though.
Yeah. Matt, thanks so much for being able to call in. I know you were planning to come here into the studio, but you're having work done on your house and you had to be away, and so I really appreciate your time and for just being able to dial in at least and have a chat. The phone's been a bit scratchy, so the listeners I know will look forward to another time in the next few weeks when you're in town and you can come into the studio. And folks, he's going to...
appreciate your support, Rexy.
Oh, thank you. Look, it's been like nearly 40 years, hasn't it?
Yeah,
we've been doing stuff together.
I've got a psychic thing going on.
That's right. So listen, we're going to go out with a favourite of mine, and I know you love this song too, Lost. Can you tell us something about Lost, or something about the recording?
Well, the first thing that comes to mind is my bestie, our old friend I haven't seen for a while, but she was my bestie at the time. We hung out a lot. That's Caroline Kennedy from Dead Star.
Yes, she's great.
And
what a singer.
That was her favourite song of ours.
Oh, really?
And she'd go on and on about it, and we were big supporters of each other. But the song was originally fast, like a country sort of sound. Before it got to the tempo it was at before we recorded it. But I do like the way Kel sort of rides my vocals are a bit louder in the first verse, and Becky's swirling and louder, and it's got a nice feel to it.
It's such a great song. Matt Mavis, thank you so much for coming in. We'll talk to you here in the studio really soon. And in fact, while you're here, you can record a hi to Matt from the Mavises. You're on 99.9 Voice FM. Why don't you do that for us?
They are my favourite things to do, all right? Of course. Hi, this is Matt from the Mavises, and you're listening to Voice FM Ballarat.
Good on you, buddy.
Thanks, Lexi.
See you, Matt. He's Lost.
Now Paranoid.
It's 12 minutes to 6 o'clock on 99.9 Voice FM. This is Drive with Rex Hardware. That one's a bit scratchier than I would have liked. Art of Noise from, I think, 1989 or something. Paranoia. Before that, our little special with Matt Thomas from the Mavises. We heard Lost. We heard Cry, Blast Off Beverly remix. Lost, Cry, Box, Moondrone Gold, Bless My Soul, and Witch Hunt. And Matt will come back and do another little interview and bring some rarities at another time. And apologies about the sound quality there. Our automatic phone system here on our mixing desk has actually died, which is part of the reason that we're raising funds for the studios. And Hop Temple Musical Bingo Night is happening this Thursday at Hop Temple. $2 to play, 7 o'clock it starts. You can go to hoptemple.com.au, book a table with your mates. It's great fun. It's like Hop Temple Musical Bingo. Hope you can join us for that. What have we got coming up next? Oh, there's so many things to choose from here. I reckon we're going to have some Divinals on 99.9. Don't forget, coming up at 6 o'clock, local music show with me.
I must have been pretty low.
the Divinals from the Monkey Grip soundtrack, Boys in Town. You're on Drive with with Rex Hardware on Voice FM, 7 minutes to 6. Don't forget, after 6, I'm doing the premiere of a local music show. It's going to be 100% local, hyper-local, if you like, from 6 till 7, hopefully every Tuesday night. And then 7 o'clock, Matt Malone comes in. Tonight, I'll be featuring a 20-minute live set, an edited live set from the Underminers, who did this amazing gig on Sunday night at the Freight Bar. Thanks to Jared Ferguson and Heath Bradley, who helped me record that. And that's coming up really soon, in about 7 minutes. We're going to go to something else very cool from the 80s right now, from a recent pickup. 1984, peak year for the 80s. Called The Twins, Loving Kind, from an album called Hits, Time Machine or something. I wanted to tell you a quick story. I bought this great album that I was hoping to share with you all today. It's called 1984 The Beat. It's got so many brilliant 80s bangers on it, and I paid my $12 or $18 online. I said, I'll come and pick it up, and I went down and they looked at me and went, oh mate, we can't find it.